Today we're talking about the most popular neighborhoods in Sioux Falls. And this video is a bonus because we're past the original top 10. If you've watched the other videos in the series, families, downtown, fastest growing, hidden gems, this is where everything just ties together because popularity tells you something, but it doesn't tell you everything. We haven't met yet. Hopefully you've seen me. I'm Albert Heising V. I help people buy real estate in Sioux Falls, and I believe real estate isn't just about houses, it's about stewardship. Done wisely, it can help build stability, fuels families, and can even help fuel God's kingdom through intentional decision. Now, here's the real tension behind popularity. Popular neighborhoods feel safe. They do. If everyone wants it, it must be good, right? What you're really probably thinking is, if we buy where everyone else is building, we won't mess this up. If we follow the crowd, we'll be protected. If it's competitive, it must be solid. Now, as a Christian, I am go against the flow. How do I zig when everyone else is, zagging over there? What I believe in my heart of hearts for you guys, crowds don't equal wisdom. Following everyone doesn't mean you're in the right. Alignment equals peace. Here's the pain point with popularity. Popularity creates competition, and that competition always creates pressure, and pressure creates rushed decision making. You stretch your budget, you waive protections, you justify red flags, you rush timelines, and sometimes you buy validation instead of alignment. Now, if you want to make quick decisions in 2 or 3 days, just make sure you're doing the research, right? Financially, the infrastructure, city planning, schools, the house. I slow people down, where I hope to slow you guys down, is building your house on the rock means choosing what supports your long-term values, not just what feels validated by the crowd, okay? Popularity, it can be good. It can. During COVID and rates are low, everyone was like, we got to get in real estate. We got to get in real estate. The interest rate is low. That's awesome. But popularity doesn't automatically equal wise, right? We break the most popular areas down. If you're relocating to Sioux Falls and want everything laid out clearly, schools, neighborhoods, growth patterns, property taxes, I created a free Sioux Falls relocation guide. It's linked below in the description and built to help you avoid expensive mistakes before you move. Because when competition rises, clarity matters even more. All right, let's talk about where buyers are consistently gravitating. Southern Sioux Falls remains one of the most popular areas in the city. Why do you think that is? Well, it's convenience. It's close to the shopping, close to the schools, close to the medical, close to the major roadways. I heard the stat from a pastor once, 80% of people will be living in all the cities across America. That's wild. All these small towns are going away. Has matured. The south side of Sioux Falls has matured. Infrastructure, it has predictable real estate history. It's not flashy, but it is durable during the demand. Buyers feel comfortable here because the systems are already in place. All right, now let's look at Southeast Sioux Falls growth area. New construction always draws attention. Open floor plans, modern finishes, community amenities, energy. For families relocating from these higher cost states, these neighborhoods feel turnkey and fresh. And the appeal definitely makes sense. But it's always nuanced, right? It's always situational. So an area becomes highly popular during a growth cycle. You have to ask, are we buying at the beginning of momentum or near the peak of excitement? Okay. Popularity compresses the margins financially, emotionally. It doesn't mean avoid it, right? It just means evaluate it carefully. If you appreciate these deeper strategy conversations instead of just surface level ranking, hit that subscribe button. I post weekly videos breaking down Sioux Falls real estate so you can move wisely instead of emotionally. We talked about this one on our first video about Prairie Tree. It continues to draw neighbor families for intentional design, school alignment, and community feel. It has a strong identity where neighborhoods build that identity early, and popularity tends to sustain longer because it's tied to the planning. Downtown Sioux Falls draws people in because of walkability, energy, and lifestyle. So the first two I kind of went over are South and Southeast Sioux Falls. Those are just kind of your bonus areas. And then these other areas kind of tie the previous videos in for you guys. So for professionals and empty nesters, downtown popularity aligns with daily rhythm. But for families needing space and quietness, that popularity might not translate to peace. And then, we talked about Harrisburg and T pulling for growth because of their strong, expanding developments, forward momentum. But here's something important. Popularity works best when the infrastructure is already strong. You're buying with a long-term time horizon. The price fits comfortably in your budget, demand is diversified and not purely hype or popularity driven. It becomes risky when you stretch your financial comfort, waive inspections out of pressure, you buy purely out of the fear of missing out, and you assume appreciation is guaranteed. Like, people keep thinking cost is going to keep rising, which it should, right? Historically, over all of history, cost will rise on real estate. 08 crash, and you have to go over that. I had a relocating buyer once tell me, we want to just buy where everyone else is buying so we don't mess this up. And I simply told them, you don't mess this up by avoiding popularity. You mess it up by ignoring alignment. And hopefully that shifted their mindset, but they stayed within budget. They evaluated resale realistically. They didn't rush in. They made a calm decision, and that's the difference. Let me give you a simple framework for evaluating popular neighborhoods. Does it align with your daily rhythm? Are you financially comfortable when appreciation slows? And is the demand driven by the infrastructure and not the... If you can answer these questions honestly, popularity becomes a tool for you, not a trap. Because here is the bigger truth. Popularity fades, stewardship lasts, peace lasts, foundation lasts. If you made it this far in the series, make sure you hit that subscribe. This channel exists to help relocating people move with clarity and not just excitement. And if you haven't watched the full series yet, families, downtown, fastest growing, hidden, go watch those next so you see the full picture before making a decision. And I'll leave you with this, because it shapes how I approach every single transaction. Everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Matthew 7:24. Popularity fades, foundations last. I'll see you in the next video.